How we doing, fellas?
Surviving.
Yeah.
Doing all right. I'm doing all right.
That's the fucking truth. That's the fucking truth. Surviving, but just barely. I know this is probably not where we wanted to start, but there is some breaking news in the soccer world. Charlie, I don't know if you've seen this. Evan, this might lead us right into your breaking news as well.
Okay.
Eze, official to Arsenal.
I did not even know that.
An hour ago.
Very breaking news.
So, Evan, there's a guy in the soccer world called Fabrizio Romano. He's like kind of like the Adam Schefter of world soccer, but pretty much just for transfer.
So what you're saying is I have to follow him now. Is who I should get alerts from.
Yeah. The only thing is he's all soccer. So like you just got to keep an eye out for the Premier League stuff for your taste. But Tottenham, who is Arsenal's biggest rival in the league, biggest rivals. They both are in North London. They just hate each other. Tottenham has been in talks with Eze forever, all summer. They've been trying to get him across. And Arsenal, their biggest rival, just swooped in and stole him with the transfer window closes on Monday, Chuck?
Yeah. I mean, this is shocking.
Yeah, 60 million on a transfer fee. Palace is going to be in dire straits now, right? I mean, especially if Gahey goes to Liverpool, what are they going to have?
I'm trying to think of the NBA equivalent here. Maybe Chris Paul of the Clippers.
No. Eze is like 23 in the prime, like coming to his prime. Chris Paul's 40. I'd be like,
I mean, back in the day.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's okay. We're aligned.
When he was supposed to go
to LA. Yeah.
The Lakers.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I apologize for getting on you. That's actually a perfect comparison.
And he got dragged along.
Yeah. Dude, this is massive. This is going to be huge. Eze's good, man, and Crystal Palace is going to be up a creek without a paddle. He should have scored at the weekend, which we'll touch on some soccer stuff. Didn't anticipate starting the show here, but I mean the most breaking of breaking news.
Yeah, huge.
I guess we can go ahead and just keep it to soccer there. But Ev, I want to hear the news. We've got a packed show today, but we can't just go. We can't not go into soccer at that point.
So after careful consideration, it was a long, hard thought-out decision. I did actually decide to step away for a little bit, head down to Barbados, get my feet in the sand, make sure I could have a clear head to make the decision. And after careful consideration, I'm going to be a Fulham fan.
Fulham.
Yep. So Charlie,
love it.
I'll be playing you Sunday. And,
you will be.
We'll be.
You will be.
I have some team attire purchased and on the way to the house that I can hopefully wear this Sunday.
Oh man. Well, first of all, I want to say congrats. I actually like Fulham. I think that's a good one to pick. The Cottage is a fortress. They've got a lot to look forward to. Great area, London. You can't really go wrong with that pick. I will say next week, I think you're going to have your welcome to the NFL moment when Manchester United comes in and takes a dump on them. But hey, we'll see. After that, it's all rooting for Fulham until the next time we play, of course.
Yeah. So Evan, what went into this decision? Give us a peek behind the curtain.
It really wasn't much. I went up and down. The big thing for me was I saw a USA player on the Fulham roster.
Okay.
Aston Villa did not have one. And then I kind of like the Cottagers thing. I was kind of a big fan of that.
Okay.
I looked into them. I feel like they're middle tier. Not too much, hopefully on the rise. All the articles I read, it seems like it's a program on the rise. It's a safe program, secure. But I want to get a little disappointed too. And I feel like they're not a dead set on winning program or a historical club. So I like that. I kind of like rooting for the underdog a little bit. So I'm excited for that, and we'll see where we go.
So again, awesome decision. Did you know that the American on Fulham's roster was born in England?
Listen, he's got USA citizenship. That's perfectly okay with me.
Yeah, I was like, I'm trying to think back, and I was like, oh, Anthony Robinson, the British guy. Yeah. Hey, welcome to the Premier League officially. Did you watch the games this weekend?
Yeah, so this is my first time. I really haven't kept up with news or anything, but I'll have to ask you guys for some recommendations on things to follow and get into it that way. Watch a few YouTube videos, all that kind of stuff. But Look at the recent scores, those kind of things as well. But yeah, we'll be getting into this year. I just purchased a shirt so far. May get a scarf. I don't know yet. We'll see how that goes. I think that's a soccer thing to do, right?
Yeah.
And you will never hear me call it football ever. That's the last time it's ever been mentioned that way. It's officially soccer. I won't talk about it if that's how it's going to be referred to.
Not even football, like with a U.
Nope.
T.
Nope.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, so did you watch any of the games this weekend, or are you getting into it next weekend?
Next weekend, I mean, okay. I was
you're right. You're
here in a minute, but I was on vacation. I wanted to have a clear mind. I didn't want any of the games weighing my impact. I just wanted to be purely based off of historical and program momentum, not off the play styles. So we'll go from there, and I'm gonna fall in love with them on Sunday.
All right. Well, there is some other news in the Premier League while we're here. Alexander Isak, the forward at Newcastle, has officially said he will not be playing for the club anymore. He's under contract right now for another 3 years. He's basically said he's going to sit out. Promises were made that weren't fulfilled. And Newcastle has responded to that comment since we saw it last night, and just said, we'd love to welcome you back at any time. Basically calling his bluff, saying welcome back. There's no way there's no way they make up, right, Chuck?
Yeah, I think that it's hard to come back from that. I will say I think there's a bit of an interesting phenomenon going on with some of these players, especially recently, such as Isak, where they're telling their club directly, this is what I want to happen, and I think I'm going to hold out. You see it in the NFL. You saw it with like Le'Veon Bell, and I feel like the Premier League players are starting to do that a little bit more instead of historically where they were kind of just on the contract, and then if things happen naturally, they would. But now, you see players trying to kind of force their hand. And I feel like that's what Isak is doing. But clearly, that was a hard note. So I think it's going to be difficult for both the club and him.
Yeah, and Evan, to put it into context, because in case you hadn't seen it, you don't really need to know the contents of what he said. Just know that he did a Notes app Instagram story.
Yeah, that's not good. It's never a good sign if the Notes app is getting posted. I think that just goes for all things in life, not even just sports related. If the Notes app's getting posted, it's not good.
It's either an apology or something.
Yeah.
Listen, no matter what you're trying to do with the Notes app, it's not the right way to handle it. If it's an apology, if it's like I'm doing something, just like, come on. Maybe at least do like an official Word document or something. Put the Notes app on your phone.
Dude, I don't know. I kind of like that society at some point in the last couple of years just decided somebody really means it when they take a screenshot of their iPhone Notes app. Like that's when it. Like if you were to handwrite a letter, people wouldn't take it seriously. But as long as it's a screenshot of a Notes app, then everyone knows you mean it.
Dude, see, here's the thing. When I picture a Notes app, I see some guy sitting on his couch watching SportsCenter, typing with one hand, and his other hand's like grabbing his nuts, his pants on the couch. That's what I'm doing when I'm putting a note in the Notes app.
Yeah, I'm typically only using the Notes app to like look at the lines before I make any official bets, like to queue up my favorites.
I feel like it's that thing I just really used one day, and I'm like, all about it, and then I just forget about it. Or when I'm on a plane.
Yeah. If you've ever taken a moment to go back and look at your saved Notes apps, there's some that you're like, what was I doing that day?
Oh, no, there's some you're like, I don't even know what he was trying to get at here.
Yeah.
And then you're like, maybe I have to get drunk to figure this one out. You're like, that's still not going to work.
Yeah, but then somehow you end up adding to the Notes app.
Yeah. That makes total sense.
It's like that scene in Severance when Mark S is talking to his innie with the camcorder. He's just going back and forth. All right, a couple of just quick notes, I guess, before we move on. My boys in blue, Everton, we looked like Everton, terrible. Just not creative, not dangerous. A little hard done by with the penalty shout, I thought, but overall, I thought we deserved to lose the game, and we did. Chuck, what did you think of your Devils?
Honestly, I think it's just like the manager said. We might have lost the game by a goal, but at least we were exciting. I think we haven't felt that, in quite some time. Two obviously huge signings in Cunha and in Blembo, and I feel like they both gave us a lot to cheer for. No goal in the end, but you can just tell that the feeling's different. The style of play is really coming together after only 6 months of Amarim really managing the team. So I feel like Arsenal also just looked like Arsenal, right? Scoring off a set piece, kind of digging in a little bit defensively. Now it feels like the Eze transfer makes even more sense because I think there wasn't a whole lot to get excited about going forward. Saka hasn't really scored many goals, especially as of late. I think I saw some crazy stat that he's got like 1 goal in the Prem in a year. I feel like Grikos or Grok, whatever his name is, I struggle to pronounce it. He seemed like he was going to be a bit of a bust. But hey, I mean they won. I think between the two teams, though, United fans probably have a lot more to get excited about.
Yeah, no doubt. The only other 2 notes: 2 of the 3 promoted teams had good days out. Welcome back to the Premier League to Sunderland, and unfortunately Leeds got off to a good start. But soccer is definitely going to be heating up with the rest of the league starting here. I think the last couple start this week. Evan, excited to watch your journey. But you did mention a bit. Did you have something else, Charlie, before I ask Evan a question there?
I was going to catch Evan up on his week 1 of his team and how they performed week 1 with a great result.
I saw we drawed.
It was a draw, but a very dramatic one. They scored in the final minute to snag a point. So yes, there are ties, by the way, in league play, Evan. It's something that's kind of brutal, but they can still be exciting because you salvage a point, and then at the end of the season, when they add them all up, that counts.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, but also on the flip side, I could, lose the points as well when they blow it in the final minute if the roles are reversed. So, that's a catch-22. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it sucks. Depends what side you're on.
Yeah,
plenty of that to look forward to.
You will be on both a couple times throughout the season.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm not looking forward to that part. The tie things, that's going to be something that's going to take a while to get used to.
Just wait till you have money on it. That's when it really hurts.
It's a double loss. I lose once and then I'm a bet too. Oh God.
But I will say, just like when you get the high of salvaging a point, the backdoor cover in a soccer bet,
nothing like it
is. It's like the purest crack cocaine right to like your asshole. It's insane.
Just straight out of Wolf of Wall Street, just getting
yeah, dude. It's unbelievable. All right, Ev, you teased it a little bit. I want to hear about this solo soul search trip to Barbados. Well, you're Steven Glansberging a different island right now.
Well, I mean, as Boone, we've talked about this previously. Do a lot of solo traveling. I've gotten, for work, I've gotten very comfortable doing a lot of things alone. But I decided I wanted to test the waters and do a solo vacation. And also a great time to get my scuba diving certification. So you're not just away from the whole group. So first 2 days I was there, just spent basically the whole time getting scuba diving certified. And you can officially call me Scuba Evan now. I'm able to open water dive. So that part was incredible. Barbados is an absolutely beautiful island. I cannot recommend it enough. Incredibly safe. Food was fantastic. Seafood, ribs, jerk chicken, unbelievable. Alcohol was good, great. Price is pretty cheap. Now solo trips for vacation, I would do it again, but I'm not going to try to do it too much. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's fun. Like you get to do exactly what you want to do. But I think it just, it's just like going on vacation. It's just realizing I got to go on vacation with the right people who are going to want to do the same things I want to do. Because I'd be out at a bar drinking, but it's like, you can meet people, but then it gets like midnight and like, I'm not going to stay out and just keep drinking by myself. It's just like your fun's limited. I feel like you can't really enjoy everything. You can't go out and do everything. So I'd recommend it. It's fun. I'm glad I was only gone for like 4 days and 2 of them were all scuba diving. So it's a cool experience. I think everyone should maybe try it once in their lives. I don't know if I need to do it too many more times. I'll put it this way. If there's a trip I want to go on and no one will go with me, I won't hesitate to pull the trigger now. But, not going to be planning a bunch of those in the near future. But can't recommend Barbados enough. It's just an incredibly beautiful island. Had perfect weather.
Just going to ask how the weather was. I'm glad you got blessed.
Missed the hurricane. So I got lucky. Made the balls call going to hurricane season. I will say, funny story. One night, I'm Steven Glansberging out at dinner. This beautiful restaurant. The water's like 5 feet to my right. I'm like, yeah, I'll sit outside. This just torrential downpour comes in on me. I'm just sitting in my chair. I have bites of food left. I'm trying to finish my glass of wine. And the employees in the restaurant are just standing there looking at me like, what the fuck is this American doing? Just getting poured on a train. Finally, one of the employees runs out with an umbrella, and it immediately just gets blown up, so he can't even use it. And I'm just like, I'll just come inside, finish my meal. They gave me a free dessert, which is cool. But then but yeah, it was literally like a 10-minute rage store, but I just got stuck in it. But other than that, it was a great trip. And it does bring me to one thing I got to talk about here, and it's walking. Listen, I'm not going to say I'm the best at a lot of things in the world, but I'm putting myself in the top 0.1%, 0.01% of walkers in the world. I'm so good at walking and getting around and maneuvering places, whether it's traveling, just in public. And on the flip side, there are so many people that just don't know how to walk in general. They can't put 2 feet in front of the other. Like, it amazes me they've made it so far in life. I just had to get out off my chest. Like, it amazes me how poor some people are at walking and how much better I am than a lot of other people. But yeah.
Spoken like a man who's been in airports.
Yeah, I mean, dude, they're just in public. And that's one other thing, too. There's a lot of British people in Barbados. They go there to travel a lot. Those people have zero concept of what personal space is. Just absolutely zero. Dude, there's a whole beach. Just sits down next to me in the sand. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? Just sits there. I'm like, come on, man. But yeah.
Well, important question for you about Barbados. So I watched a documentary maybe 3 weeks ago. It's now blown up. Actually, I think it was blown up at the time, about Trainwreck on Netflix about Amy Bradley. Not sure if you guys have heard of this story before.
I have not, no.
I actually just heard it recently. I've not watched the documentary, but I've just
heard it. It's been making the rounds. It's pretty popular. Well, the only reason I bring it up, so basically, long story short, she goes on this cruise ship. There's no rules on the cruise ship, as you know, and just overnight, she completely vanishes. And so by the end of the documentary, it's disclosed that, like, they really think that she's in Barbados. And there's a ton of evidence that shows that, like, she might have gotten either, like, trafficked or smuggled or is like, living there with kids. And this all happened, like, 20 years ago. So if I ever went to Barbados, I feel like I'd be on the lookout for her.
I'll put it this way. It's definitely a very easy island to hide in. Like, I could see it. It's super, like, third world country kind of get that. Like, it's nice enough, but, like, it's, you walk, like, I was basically just walking through the town, like, just walking around doing that. However, I will say I do think it's a pretty safe island for Americans. Like, that, I don't think they're trying to mess with too many Americans because they'd lose so much money if something was ever happen to somebody on their island. But I think it'd be a great spot to hide out for sure. Very easily get away with it.
Yeah, I've been to the Caribbean twice, and both times was to Punta Cana.
Yeah, that place you can crack real quick. Yeah, Punta Cana. For all the listeners watching, if you go to Punta Cana, follow the recommendations, stay in the resort.
Yeah, that's the one place I would definitely say don't leave the resort until you're leaving.
They will make you stay in the resort.
Yeah, that was a sketchy trip, but fun time.
I need to do more solo travel.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I do it all the time for work, so it's a it was a fun experience to actually be on vacation and get to do things, not have to work the whole time. But hey, with that being said, I think we got to jump right into some football stuff.
Yeah. What do you want to start? You want to start on college, NFL? Where do you want to go?
I want to let's start with I'm thinking the NFL, kind of high the preseason, and then college football is here in 3 days, guys. So knock out this NFL stuff and then really focus on what we really want to talk about. Boone, I know it's been a rough rough 36 hours or so for you, so maybe get that part over with for you quickly, and then we can jump into the fun stuff.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, I am a Colts fan. The news came out yesterday, I guess, about 36 hours ago, that Daniel Jones is the starter for the season. I have been loud on this show, on Twitter, on anyone that will listen, about how against this move I am. There's just so much to unpack here. One, I think it's cowardly. I think it's chicken shit, and I think it's cowardly. Steichen and Ballard took Richardson, targeted Richardson, and were pumped about the upside, knowing that he would be a project. He's only played 15 games in the NFL in this what would have been his third upcoming season. He Did not play that much in college, one season really. Didn't play that much in high school. He needs reps. You knew that when you drafted him 4th overall. No one was like, this guy's a ready product. You knew that. You acknowledged that that was a process. Then he shows some flashes, gets hurt first year. What are you going to do about it? Obviously, that really stunts his growth because he was going to have unlimited range of the offense. He was going to play a lot of football. Then the second year, look, we knew there was going to be growing pains. There was growing pains first year. There's always going to be growing pains. They sit him for a 42-year-old. You already stunt his growth. You kill his confidence. You piss the fan base off, all because you're doing a clear trying to save your job. Now you've done that again with a guy who we know sucks. We've watched him suck. He was bad on the Giants for 6 years. I get it. They did not have a good offensive line. Sure. They only had some receivers. Sure. He did nothing all the beginning of last year. Drew Lock had like 5 touchdowns with that same offense in the second to last game of the season. And we all know Drew Lock's also bad. So the guy who was more productive in one game with the Giants, we're now trusting with the Colts. And I get it. I don't think this is not me saying at all that Anthony Richardson is better than Daniel Jones right now, because I don't necessarily think I believe that. But we know what Daniel Jones is. You invested a ton of stock into Anthony Richardson, a 4th overall pick, first round top 5 pick. You guaranteed this guy is going to be a part of your roster. Essentially, you can't cut him. But now he's just kind of sitting there, and he's never going to develop at all. You're never going to know. There's a good quarterback class coming up this upcoming year. So if you start Anthony Richardson and he's terrible, perfect, because he can suck enough to get us a high pick. Daniel Jones, I don't think, can suck enough to get us a high pick. I think it's like a 6-11, 7-10 kind of suck, which is the worst kind of suck if you ask me, because you can't do anything. There's no draft capital. You can't rebuild with a quarterback as easily. I think it's cowardly. I think it's chicken shit. I think it shows no foresight at all. I think the leadership needs to be ousted, burned at the stake. Steichen has just proven that this is too big of a job. And this is the Indianapolis Colts head coaching job. With all due respect, this is not a big-time coaching job. Let's call it what it is. And he looks scared. He even said today, this is a move for 2025 in a silo. He said that in a press conference. He has no feel.
So I got a question for you. And listen, we all know where I stand on Anthony Richardson. I think he's absolute dog shit, and I want to jump into the take I gave you yesterday, and I'm going to stick by it.
That was unprofessional to kick me when I was down like that.
I was just trying to level it with you. May help you kind of see around and maybe see what I think maybe the Colts organization sees.
That's not what it's about, though. If that's not what it's about. Daniel Jones can't suck enough to hit the reset button next year. Anthony Richardson can either suck enough or can show upside. Can I also put it this way? Maybe Anthony Richardson's so bad they just can't put him on the field. Like just his development and preseason, everything they've seen at the facility. He's just so awful that they just can't start him, even if they just can't put that product out in the field to start the year. Knowingly. Like, do you think that's all the case? No, because Daniel Jones is their alternative. He's just an older, less athletic version of the same fucking thing with less of an arm, less upside, and just looks like fucking Eli.
Is he still coming back from his ACL?
Who? Daniel Jones?
Was it Daniel Jones who?
He's I think that was 2 years ago. He's healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's. Do you think he's still as mobile as he used to be? Because, I mean, like I was also saying this week, who knows what Danny Dimes is doing in preseason?
I mean, they've shown pretty clearly what he's been doing. That's the other thing. Like while you mentioned that, Chuck, the Colts social media team has just been force feeding us Anthony Richardson highlights on Twitter all summer. Not anything really of Daniel Jones. They've just been force feeding us.
This is a change up. A change up.
This is. I don't think many people expected this.
No,
at least
not this early. I don't think.
I mean, I just don't. I didn't think he would probably play the whole season, even though I think that's what they should do. But I did think he would start September. I mean, there has been like 95% fan disagreement, which I know doesn't really mean much, but because the fans are the fans, there's a reason that we're fans and they're in positions they are. Look, do I think I'm a better football mind than Shane Steichen? Probably not. Let's call it what it is. But I could at least make a decision with some fucking conviction. I mean, this guy is so scared. he looks like he's either cracked out or like got a red dot on his head every press conference. It's ridiculous. But I mean, the couple things that like it's at the end of the day, regardless of the decision, I feel horrible for Richardson because he has been let down by the organization in every single capacity. They didn't surround him with what he needed clearly, and there was no adults in the room. Clearly, Ballard and Steichen don't have actual backbone. Clearly, they don't know how to run an organization. Ballard has been there almost 10 years and hasn't won a division. It's not like it's a really hard division. I mean,
I was just thinking of the division. Who do you think do you think the Texans are a front runner?
I mean, I think the Texans are a
clear front runner
till they're not. I've been pretty vocally high on the Jaguars all off season. I do think their defense is going to be garbage-ish. I think they should be a little bit better. Their O-line, I just don't know really much about, but I love BTJ. I have a love affair with that guy, and I think Trevor Lawrence is finally going to look good. I think Liam Cohen's a good play caller. I don't know what he's going to be like as a head coach, but I think he knows what he's doing with an offense. And I like that Tank Bigsby and Etienne are both like low RB1s, high RB2s. Like I like having both. If you can't have one bell cow, I like having two really good other options. But that said, I think the Texans are they're gonna be too deep.
And Charlie, I do want to get into my point that I made yesterday to Boone, and it's that I would rather have Jamarcus Russell than Anthony Richardson at this point. And here's the analogy I'm going to give you. At least with Jamarcus Russell, you just knew how fucking bad he was immediately, and it wasn't this long, drawn-out thing that's now gone over multiple years. I'd compare it to, being in a car crash and dying instantly, or instead, just being a burn victim from a car accident and just having a long, slow, and painful death, which is what Anthony Richardson seems like to me. So that's where I was coming from with the Jamarcus Russell take is at least you knew how bad he was. You just got it over with, ripped the Band-Aid out, and you could attempt to move on. This Anthony Richardson thing is getting drawn out, and whether that's his own doing, the organization's doing, it's a whole, there's a lot of things at play. But, I mean, I think it's something you got to consider. Because I think, Boone, I think you'd love to have the answer, too. Where is Anthony Richardson, what that's going to look like at the end of the day.
I feel like there's that one play from last year that every Anthony Richardson believer has been hanging on to, where he's rolling back and throws a 60-yard
first touchdown of the season.
I was listening.
That's fucking
his
incredible.
Back shoulder.
Fucking incredible, dude. It was unbelievable. Getting sack off the back foot. Listen, I hear what you're saying now, Evan. To be fair, I wasn't really comprehending sense yesterday. That's fair. in that frame, that's it. I thought you were just saying straight up one's better than the other.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No.
But you're right. That's what I want to know. That's why I said all off season coming into this year, he has to play every single game he's healthy because you have to know. That's all I've been saying. And that's, again, I think that's at the core of what pisses me off so much is now it's just another off season not knowing. It's also, you have that scared, the fear in the back of your brain that you're going to trade him for like a 5th round pick and he's going to go and be awesome somewhere because we just are incompetent as an organization right now. But ultimately, I think I also just feel bad for him. He seems like such a great guy. He's clearly made an impact with the fans. He's fun, he's exciting, and he seems to seems like a really good dude. So I do feel bad for him ultimately. But I've gone back and forth.
Do we want to touch on the slightly older quarterback who also got named starter?
Yeah. I think that's a great transition. The failed experiment they had last year in the Colts organization. Now moving on to the Cleveland Browns, who, I mean, not just a dumpster fire of an organization.
Yeah.
I mean, I think part of the problem is the organization is located in Ohio, but needless to say, the Cleveland Browns can't do anything right this offseason. Yeah. Myles Garrett just got another 100. They got a speeding ticket going over 100, but
he had to get the fuck away from the Browns.
Yeah, I'm just. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on Joe Flacco going there? It just doesn't seem like it makes any sense to me.
So I love this move, but I love this move for one reason only is I predicted my bold take of the offseason was Shedeur was going to start by the beginning of October, rather. Excuse me. I was going to say end of September, but same thing. So this bodes well for that take because I'm a Joe Flacco survivor. And it is bad. It is atrocious. Dude, I have never had less fun watching football in my lifetime. And Scott Tolzien was a starter in the Colts for a second. Dan Orlovsky started for us at one point. He did well last time at the Browns, I guess, but like it's bad. As someone who's lived it, it's bad. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I feel like there was also some interesting comments made from Dylan Gabriel, saying how he was there to compete. Might have been a slight jab towards Sanders, but I agree with what
he had to come out and clarify that was not in fact a shot at Sanders.
Right.
Which 100% means it was a shot at Sanders.
Just a natural thought that he had.
Well.
I don't know if you guys have preseason news. I had a couple Patriots things I want to touch on real quick, but
the last thing I had on just really quick going back to the Colts thing. This is how down bad I was yesterday. I mean, as long as this is a safe space, I'll share. I have disagreed with organizational moves for teams I support, across the board all my life. The Colts in Gamecock football are like 1A and 1B, but I think the Colts still kind of edge it out for me. I had serious thoughts yesterday about rooting for 0-17 to just watch everything burn. I went to bed okay with that decision last night. I was like, I'm just going to root for everything to burn, and I hope it goes so badly that everyone is gone. I've since come around, but every time I get on Twitter, I do revert back to those thoughts.
I was thinking it might have been a double arrow to the chest with Andrew Luck coming out saying he kind of regretted retiring early. Not sure if you saw that, but
way to kick a guy when he's down, Charlie.
Kind of gas on the fire on that one. But
I did not. I did not
connect the dots. Talking about Joe Flacco and his age.
That's tough. That's really tough to hear.
I think he would have been 35 now.
Yeah, we do, and God, the years with Shaq Leonard before he exploded. I mean, this team was built to be Andrew Luck's and to be quarterbacked by Andrew Luck, rather. God, I didn't see that. I didn't know that you could have kept that to yourself. It's a whole different world we're in.
Yeah. Anyway, Evan, let's hear about the Patriots. Let's maybe look to some more happy news, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I've loved everything Patriots have done this offseason. I think they've had a really, really good preseason from everything I've seen, a lot of development. The one thing I got to mention, speaking of old people throwing their hats back in the ring, I'm not sure Mike Vrabel knows he's not a player anymore. He's been now in 2 scuffs in practices, been bloodied up twice, so I don't know how I feel about that from a head coach. That's definitely a change up from the Bill Belichick days. But on the other side of that, Efton Chisholm with a great preseason game against the Vikings, I think pretty much secured a roster spot in my mind. I would be shocked if he's not on the 53-man roster. And then I did see something from our GM, who I don't love the GM, Elliot Wolf. Just doesn't quite do it for me sometimes. He made a comment that they're willing to go all in this year. And I don't know if that's just a ploy to say, hey, we had a really good preseason with high expectations, but I don't think it's the time to do it yet. Like, I feel like the way he talks sounds like we're going to give up way too much to go get a Micah Parsons, a Terry McLaurin, someone of that nature. And I just don't think it's time to do that. Like we talked about last week, it's if the right trade was there, I'm for it. We have the cap space to do it right now, for sure. But giving up too much of our future just doesn't seem like the smart decision right now. And so that concerned me, but I also could see it just being a ploy where you're saying that to express confidence in the team that, hey, we are ready to be a good team. We are ready to make a playoff run, which is what I hope it is. But
how new is the GM?
Within the last couple of years,
because I wonder if he's like, I need to make a mark now.
He's been around for a while, but it's kind of like the roles are expanding, and I don't even really know what all the roles are at this point. Just in the post-Belichick era, I mean, Belichick just used to do everything, and everything was just kind of a title for other people. So what exactly his role is, how big of a say is, how many other people are included in decisions, how included is Vrabel. I mean, I think we're still trying to figure that out right now in the new Patriots era. So, but, it's just one of those things where I don't want to make a move to make a move and to make a splash. There's no need to do that. So I just hope that's not what happens.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way with the Panthers because we've had so many like quick desperation moments that I feel like the right way to build is just a slow rise. But no, I feel like the Patriots there's so much to be excited about for them, especially with Henderson. I mean, he's just flying off draft boards. Do you feel like the hype could get a little too big at this point before he's even played a regular season game, or do you think it's justified? Because I've seen him going top, first round in a lot of drafts, honestly.
So I think that's crazy. The Patriots, you have to think about, like, it's not like he may end up being back one, but you also remember Ramondre Stevenson's still in that backfield. He's going to get a good amount of carries. I still can't imagine on a 1st and goal from the 5 that they're going to put Henderson in on first down. Like, I still can't imagine that, even though Henderson has shown to run the power back. But I think the hype's real. Like, I mean, just from the eye test, like watching him play football, like it did not look like he's missed a step making that transition from college to NFL, which is really rare at the running back position, especially for someone taken where he was taken. You just don't expect it. There was some people that loved him coming out of college, and I was pretty high on him. I thought he was definitely the better choice over Judkins, but I mean, I don't think anyone anticipated him looking this good in the preseason. Again, it's preseason football, though. Let's wait till it's day one. But I'm very high on him. I think he's a great back. And I mean, the biggest thing about his game that I think is so good for Drake May is just his football IQ is off the charts, and his pass protection is unbelievable. To have someone to build that around with a young Drake May, I think is huge, especially if those two can grow together going forward. So I think the hype is.
I always wonder where Drake would go if it wasn't for that class.
It's always. I mean, I think the hype's a little bit much right now, taking first round in a draft. I think that's insane, but I do think the hype is real.
Yeah, I will say, like, go back, replay the tapes. Henderson was my number 2 back out of this, obviously behind Genty, and for a lot of the reasons you just said, particularly the pass blocking. I think the hype is warranted and real. However, I don't think it's going to show up in a stat, like on the box score, right? Evan just mentioned it's going to be an eye test thing. I think he's going to blow off the screen, right? He's going to look awesome. But to Evan's point again, the Ramondre Stevenson still being there is a huge factor. I think people in fantasy drafts, especially drafting him that high, are crazy because Ramondre is going to get a lot of the early season goal line work, I would think. I'm not there, but I would imagine that. So I think, Travion Henderson's going to be awesome. He's going to look awesome. But when you look back at, like, especially touchdown numbers, I don't know if those are going to be are going to tell the story, right? Because I think Ramondre is going to just get a lot of that goal line work. But Travion is awesome. I mean, he looks so good, so smooth with the ball. He's just like he makes electric plays without looking like he's exerting a lot of energy, right? It's like it feels smooth to me. But then but this makes no sense. But at the same time, he looks electric. Like he's just such a game changer already. You can tell.
Mm.
Yeah. So, who do the Patriots have week 1 again?
I don't even know who they have week 1, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I am so locked in on the first week of college football right now. I haven't even taken the time to do that.
Raiders.
It's, why get too excited about it? I mean, looking at it, I want to say, I think it's the Raiders. The Raiders.
Yeah, Charlie just said it.
Yeah. Raiders.
Yeah, we have the Dolphins. We've got to hold off NFL week 1, or otherwise we're going to go down a tangent.
But,
I did have a trivia question for y'all.
Okay.
An NFL trivia question. Somebody asked me this today at work, and I was like, I have to see if the boys know this. So there's one quarterback in NFL history who's thrown for 40,000 career passing yards and never won a playoff game. Can you name that quarterback? They played within our lifetime.
Oh,
40,000.
40,000 career passing yards.
Played in our lifetime?
A recent lifetime.
See, there's a name that's coming at my mind, but like I feel like he had to have won a playoff game.
So does
he still play, or is he retired? Can you tell us that?
He's retired.
Okay.
He's in the AFC, right?
He's retired.
Was in the AFC is what I want to say.
He was, but he was also in the NFC.
Carson Palmer?
That was my guess.
literally thinking that.
That was-
I'm not even kidding.
That was my guess as well, but that was incorrect.
I was like, he must have won a playoff game at some
that-
point.
That's funny. That was exactly my guess as well. But I have a hint that I can give if you would like a hint.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna.
He played.
Weird.
So that I got the hint, and this is why I said Carson Palmer. He played his college football on the West Coast. Played for an AFC team and an NFC team. Played his college football on the West Coast.
My brain immediately went to Aaron Rodgers, but obviously he's not retired, nor.
I mean,
has
mine
he-
just went to Southern Cal again, but like,
That's why I said Carson Palmer. Yeah, we were locked up. Just recently retired, about as recently as it gets.
Oh my God!
this is gonna kill me. I have no idea.
Yeah.
He wore number 4 for both teams. Did you like the answer?
I feel dumb.
Yeah, like it's killing me.
Do you want me to answer it?
Yeah, just give it to us.
Derek Carr.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot he retired.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought, yeah.
There's one other
Really?
player.
He never won one with
No, they only made
the
the playoffs.
Raiders.
They made the playoffs 1 year, and in week 15 he was playing in Indy and got sacked by I think Yannick Ngakoue, or no,
See,
maybe
Yeah, he got
but
hurt.
they broke his back.
I just didn't think Derek Carr had 40,000 yards passing.
It's not that hard
I
anymore if
believe
you
it.
think about it.
I
Yeah,
believe
like
it. Yeah.
in 40,000 in like
I guess that's
today's
10 years.
NFL.
Give or
Yeah.
take. Well, 9.
Andy Dalton, if he throws for 500 more yards before he retires, he would also join that list.
Crazy.
Yeah. I had one last
That
thing
is
on NFL.
wild.
One last thing on NFL that I meant to bring up. The Colts open up with the Dolphins at home. They are going to boo relentlessly when the offense takes the field. They're going to boo relentlessly. It's going to be like bad.
Well, hey, I mean, maybe Joe Flacco like throw it, or excuse me.
Yeah. Watch your fucking mouth. I don't like Daniel Jones either, but I won't take that.
This kind of makes me want to root for Daniel Jones now. If I'm being honest, I kind of want him to pull a Sam Darnold or something like that.
Listen, that would be awesome, and I won't apologize for any of these takes, but that would be awesome.
It's just
But
not
I
realistic.
won't apologize, but that would be awesome.
Well,
All right, let's talk college. Let's get into college football.
Would you dive right into that AP first team?
Yeah. I'll pull it up. I have it on.
I mean, from first glance at the list, I think they did an incredible job.
I did too. There's a couple people that I was curious about. Not saying I'm right or wrong. They probably know a little bit more than me, if I'm honest. But we'll start it right off the bat. I see why they put Cade Klubnik here. I don't see it personally. I know that I'm biased. I think it should have been Nuss. I'd honestly have been fine with Cade at 2. Like, I get it. Cade is, while I don't see it, most people do. I think Nuss is who I would put here. But I can live with it.
Running backs, I think, is good. I think they nailed the running backs.
Dude,
Wide receivers,
how scary is it that Penn State have 2 of those guys?
Yeah.
Like, Penn State is good, dude. They're a good
I haven't
team.
seen a lot of Singleton. I don't remember him that much.
Dude, he was a beast. He was a beast.
Love is the fucking real
Yeah.
deal. I'm so high on Love.
I am
As
too.
yeah.
I am too. I think a little teaser. He might be talked about later at the end of the show for some teams. I'm not sure which. Jeremiah. I mean, they nailed the receivers. They absolutely nailed the receivers.
Can't
I
go
didn't-
wrong there.
I didn't realize, because I'm also looking at the second teams here as I go through. I didn't realize Clemson had a guy. I knew who Antonio Williams was. I don't remember him being like that real deal, but I didn't watch.
I think he was battling a good amount of injuries last year.
Okay.
From whatever. Yeah, like I think he was pretty injured and banged up.
But yeah, I mean, the rest of it, Jeremiah Smith, Jordan Tyson, Ryan Williams, all of those guys are absolutely, they nailed both teams. I don't know shit about these guys, to be honest with you.
Offensive line, move on. I mean, I have.
Although
heard
I love this
Slaughter
guy.
at
I
quarterback.
love that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Very
Cam
last
Proctor, yeah,
name.
there's a name that I know.
Proctor, yeah.
Defense, I don't think any of us are surprised. Although I think Colin Simmons is very good. So Dylan Stewart beating him out, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, for sure.
Is it if we hold right here, is it just me, or in the last 10 years have South Carolina and Clemson produced like I feel like there's so many defensive ends and tackles that have come from these two schools in the past 10 years.
I think Clemson's
I think
probably
it's more
carrying
so
a little bit
Clemson
more
heavy.
weight.
I gotta say
Yeah.
it's Clemson heavy. I mean,
Yeah.
South Carolina, like
I mean, if you
you
go
had
last 10
Browning, you had
years,
Strum,
yeah.
that's almost 15 years ago now.
No,
and I think
stop it. Is it really? No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, no, he's right.
almost
Wow.
We're,
13, 14
we're having
years.
our minds blown today.
Wow. Dude, holy shit.
Should have expanded that.
I was a freshman over 10 years ago.
But I mean, Clemson's blowing, Clemson's just been dumping out D tackles.
Yeah.
D tackles, D ends. For D tackles specifically, I feel like.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We definitely like with Clowney and then Dylan Stewart from a recruitment stars kind of perspective. Yeah, but they've kind of been even there. And then people like Jordan Birch was a 5-star. And then you had the production last year from Kennard. You can't really say. Yeah, Kinlaw was D tackle though, so not quite. I mean, I guess D line.
Fair
Yeah.
enough, yeah.
And Kinlaw just didn't produce in the NFL like I thought he would.
Right. Yeah.
This Clemson defense is going to be really scary. This defensive line, especially Peter Woods and then TJ Parker, especially. Both those guys are just monsters.
Yeah.
LT Overton as well. He's a guy I feel like I've heard about for a number of years. But TJ Parker, dude, I'm not going to lie. Clemson is going to be really, really good. They are a well-built team. But got to see what happens on the field, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think, good on the linebackers here.
Anthony Hill's a beast, absolute beast. Texas is also extremely, extremely good. I mean, I think we've got 2 or 3 really, really strong teams, and like 4 to 12, I think is going to be an interesting race.
I've already seen that week 1 Texas line go up 3 points, so I wonder what's changing there.
Wait, it's still Ohio State -3 now?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's interesting that Texas is the number 1 team in the country, but Ohio State's favored. I mean, I know it's home, but like,
yeah, I think it's probably just got to be the.
I kind of feel like the voters did that to Texas, like check a box and said prove it, but Vegas actually doesn't believe it. Caleb Downs is probably the first or second best player in college football, and then Michael Taft, former walk-on, now starter, absolute beast. This guy's been here forever. Cam Shanks, that's good. Anything else here?
Nah, let's I think that maybe it's a good transition looking into this. We talked about our Heisman futures.
Heisman futures.
And then, then we can wrap up the show today with previewing week 1, which I mean, I'm
week 0. We got to do week 1 next week.
Week 0, yeah. Sorry. I'm just, week 1. I hate the concept of calling it week 0. Dude, excuse me.
I do too. Before we get on,
5.
How beautiful is it that South Carolina's a standalone to open the season? 3 o'clock on Sunday is the only game.
Yep.
I
can't wait. I'm gonna be out in California, drunk as a clam, having the time of my life.
What are you doing in California?
Just celebrating Labor Day. Go out in the water. So
we'll
see. I got a work trip to LA next week, so I'm like, I'll stay here. So that'll be a good time. But let's talk Heisman.
Yeah. I'm pulling up odds so we can write these down officially. If any betting partners want to sponsor us, we'll use your odds exclusively. So we're coming up with our top 3, each our personal Heisman favorites. Our not our favorites, but the futures we'll be playing. I'm not necessarily going to play personally the top favorites typically because there's just more fun value to be had. But we're not doing a draft here, so everyone kind of gets their top 3. Who wants to kick things off?
I wonder if you do, Boone.
Do what?
Let's Evan volunteered. Let's hear it.
Listen, there's no secret about it. I'm a homer. If you don't put some money in the North Sellers, I'm putting a considerable amount on the North Sellers. Like, I'm just so bought in on the South Carolina team. And I'm going to put my money where my mouth is this year. I'm going to ride them pretty hard. So, and, I don't think South Carolina is good without Lenore Sellers. It's on the back of Lenore Sellers. It's pretty simple. That's going to be the case. I do think the supporting cast is there this year. I think the offensive line is going to be a lot better. And I do think hopefully we get face on back running game. But even if we don't, I just think the running game is going to be okay because of how good Lenore Sellers is going to be. And it's going to open things up for him in the season. So I think, and the odds are pretty good on the North Sellers. And
Yeah,
similar to Boone, I'm not
Sellers plus 1,700 right now.
yeah, I'm not like, Arch Manning, I think is a great pick, but I'm not picking it. I'm not going to probably put money on him just because I don't like the odds. It's not a favorable return for the risk there. And then another name I love, and just because, and these are two other names where I think I really like the odds on them. These are two of my longer shots. I'm going to sprinkle. These are just the top three. I'm probably put the most money on, most I'm predicting. John Mateer out of Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma is going to be a lot better than people think they're going to be this year. A lot of people are saying that, but I just think they're going to have a bounce back year. Do I think they're going to compete for a national championship? No, but I think they're going to be a top 25 team. And I think everything coming out of Washington State is he's the guy. I think they're going to have a lot of talent offensively around for him to spread the ball to. There. And then another guy who I just think, is in a really bad situation last year, and I think you're going to see a lot of good things from him in a team, Boone, I know you're really high on, is Jackson Arnold at Auburn. I think that's a surprise guy that could put up some big numbers, and I want to say I saw odds around like plus 4,000 or something for him, which I just love that value there. And I can I'll let you guys kind of give your guys' top three as well. One name I noticeably I did really consider, I'm probably going to still sprinkle a little bit, is Drew Aller. Problem is, I just think the running game's so good. I just don't know if the numbers are going to be there. And then I'll let you guys give your list, but there's two other guys that I have a big reason for not putting them on my money, and I'm probably not going to sprinkle anything on them. But I'll let you guys go ahead and jump into yours. If you got any comments on my list.
Yeah, so Sellers plus 1,700, Mateer plus 2,500. Arnold's actually come down to plus 2,500 as well.
Okay.
But I do like that pick a lot. I'm going to go with, or I can go next. I'm obviously taking Sellers plus 1,700. I got him at plus 1,900 a couple weeks ago. So that him coming down feels pretty good to me so far. I'm also taking Jeremiah Smith. Look, I think he is going to get force-fed the ball. I think he's the kind of guy who's leaving college football with a Heisman. It could be this year, it could be next year. But what I'm kind of banking on here is like a Jamar Chase kind of sophomore year where he breaks out, not breaks out because he was unbelievable last year, but he really just puts everything on his back. They lost a lot to the draft this year. They lost both running backs. They lost their quarterback, this, that, and the other. I think he's got a great shot. And I think they're going to be getting the ball a lot because I think the defense is still going to be good. I don't think that I think he's the second, if not best player in the country right now. And at 1,200, it feels like a good little sprinkle. And then I'm torn on this last one. I really don't like this guy very much per se, but Sam Levitt at Arizona State. It's a team that made the playoffs last year. Now they won a ton of close games, and close game luck, ball bouncing your way. It could easily go down, but Sam Levitt, second-year guy, second-year starter, played really well. No Scadaboo this year to take away the carries. Obviously, you're going to have to find it. He was such a pivotal part of that offense. Are they going to respect the run game without Scadaboo there? We'll see. But I also know he's throwing to Jordan Tyson, who is one of the best receivers in the country as well. The Big 12 is wide open. I think there's going to be a lot of points to be scored. So I'm going to take Sam Levitt at plus 2,000. I did really like your Arnold pick, though. I did think about that just because I think with Singleton and Cam Coleman there, I think he's going to have a lot to pass. It's just Hugh Freeze makes me nervous. That's why I decided Levitt over Arnold. Jasmine?
Yeah, well, going third, I feel like it's tough after those two. Those were some great picks. I think I'm going to obviously hop on the Sellers train. I feel like Evan said it best. South Carolina is only good if he's good. And if, looking at the schedule, if he can make his way through that and put up, phenomenal stats, then I feel like there's a reason he is where he is on the board. Then for my next two, I'm going to go Jeremiah squared. I loved what I heard from you, Boone. I feel like with Jeremiah Smith, this guy might pound for pound just be the best player, I feel like, in college football. Like, you see the hype up there, and I just think it's all warranted. It's just going to be impossible, I feel like, to handle him. And then the third one is probably the one I actually like the best, Jeremiah Love. I feel like this guy could also be the best guy in college football. He's absolutely insane. You look at last year, I think he had like well over 1,000 yards, almost like 20 touchdowns, and they're just going to run the ball straight into stacked boxes. Doesn't matter because Notre Dame's offensive line is gonna be good again next year. I feel like so. Those are gonna be my three. I feel like we all got sellers right, so we all got that to root for. But Jeremiah squared.
Jeremiah
Love plus 4,000. Biggest one of the.
I do love the odds in Jeremiah
odds.
Love. I think it's such a value pick. However, the reason I'm not going to take any is I think it's going to be so hard for the committee to give it to a running back this year after not giving it to Genty last year. So like that's where my mind is on it. I mean, I think he's going to have huge numbers. I absolutely love him as a player, and I think at plus 4,000, it's such a good it's a value. It's a great value. That's my only concern is and obviously Notre Dame's going to have a tougher, maybe a little bit tougher than Boise, but that's my concern. And on the Jeremiah Smith train, I'm on the exact opposite side of you guys on that one.
Yeah.
I hate the Jeremiah Smith play. And here's why. I think he's the best player in the country, maybe besides Caleb Downs on the opposite side of the ball. My thing is, I don't think he's going to get the numbers. I don't think the numbers are going to be there. I think Carnell Tate's going to have the more production this year at Ohio State. I think they're going to put so many bodies on Jeremiah Smith. He's still going to make insane plays. He's still going to be clearly the best player on the Ohio State offense. But I just don't think the numbers are going to be Heisman level numbers to warrant it because of double coverages, triple coverages. And the committee isn't going to factor in what he's doing for the rest of the offense. I just don't think he's going to get credit for that. So that's why I'm out on the Jeremiah Smith at those. I think it's like plus 1,200 is what he said. Yeah. If it was higher, I'd be much more on it. But I just don't love it because I just don't think the numbers are going to be there from Jeremiah Smith.
See, I hear you, and that's very valid for sure. And it also, you're putting for receiver, you're putting a lot of stock in an unknown quarterback for sure.
Right.
I just think he's so good. He is going to get double, and I think he's going to beat doubles. And I think all of his stats are going to be sick while beating
quarterback
doubles.
Proof.
Yeah, I do. It's like he's the run and chuck it. He's the run and chuck it guy.
Yeah, I mean he is, but I just think at a certain point, he's not going to get as many of those because. It's like, oh, he's double covered, and Carnell Tate's a great route runner underneath.
Yeah.
They're just going to feed him the ball, and then his stat, I just don't think you can give – I guess what I'm saying is I just can't imagine Jeremiah Smith getting it when I think Carnell Tate's going to have high receiving yards this year on the Ohio State team.
All right.
I hear you, I guess.
I feel like that's fair. On your first point, though, Evan, do you not feel like with Jeremiah Love, there's a little bit of reverse psychology going on where the committee's like, well, we didn't give it to Genty because we had this once-in-a-generational player that we had to give it to. Now's the time. We see the stats. We see the contribution to the team. We've now got to fork up and give it to a running back.
Yeah. I see. I'd be more inclined to put money on Jeremiah Love to win than Smith. I think Love's the better pick. I can see the Love thing happening.
It's those odds I just love so much.
Yeah, and it's Jeremiah. I absolutely love Jeremiah Love. I'm so high on him, and I kind of see what you're saying now too, because you never know what this fucking committee is doing, and they hate all the backlash they get all the time. So maybe that is what they do. They give it to the running back this year, as well. But they also could be like, it has to go back to a quarterback again because we went away from that last year. I don't know.
Right? It would be so funny if Jeremiah Love doesn't have as good a stats as Genty had last year, but they give it to him. And then half the reason they said they couldn't give it to Genty because he played in he didn't play in a real conference. Notre Dame actually doesn't play in a real conference. That would be outstanding from the committee.
Yeah,
give it to a guy with worse stats and no
full circle.
Yeah, that'd be incredible. So yeah, I mean, those weren't even things for us to keep track of, other than we all, or at least I'm betting all three of those for myself. So we can got to get to these week 0 game lines, close it out. We could just talk about a couple. There's only really 3 games that I care to talk about from a gambling standpoint. So I don't. What do y'all have?
Yeah, I think 3 or 4.
Several.
I'll kick things off then. Let's look at Farmageddon. Let's get the big one out of the way. I'm taking Kansas State. The reason I'm taking Kansas State is because I took them in my preseason draft to make the playoffs for our playoff competition. I think they're going to win the Big 12. Or I'm hoping they're going to win the Big 12. So we got to start out well here. Iowa State lost their 2 best wide receivers to the NFL last year. I like Kansas State to win this game. Current line's at -3.5. So that's actually going to be my second favorite bet of the day, or of the slate.
I love that we start with this.
Yeah, I think it's a great game to start here, and this is just I love Kansas State -3. I agree with you on that. And I don't know how much I love this bet either, but I'm going to make it. It's the over 51.5. I have to start the year with an over bet.
Yeah. I get that. Every smart gambler says betting unders is the way to make money, which is why we're all not smart.
I'm going to have fun with it. I'm betting the over in the first game.
Yeah. Okay.
But I do love the Kansas State bet. I think Kansas State's potentially going to be a pretty good team. And I think Iowa State's just not going to quite live up to the hype. I think they're going to be a middle-of-the-road team. I don't think they're quite as good as they're getting credit for in the offseason.
I just think they lost a lot, too.
Yeah.
Who's I almost asked who's traveling further, but I guess they're pretty similar distances. So.
Yeah. I don't really think that would matter too much in this case.
Yeah.
Well, it's in Ireland.
Yeah.
So they're both traveling the same distance, though, pretty much.
Both middle.
Yeah, I guess that is how the globe works.
Yeah. Anything else on this game, Chuck? Any picks you like, or?
No, I've seen a lot of cappers coming in on Kansas State, so I feel like that's the smart play here. Yeah, ready to move on.
The next game, I don't have too much on. I know UNLV is supposed to be really good. There are a lot of people are predicting them to win the Mountain West, but 26.5 is just too rich for me in a game that I probably don't care to watch. Fresno State, Kansas, home of Derek Carr.
I'm on Kansas here.
I am as well.
I think Kansas had a little bit of a letdown year last year, and I think you saw when Kansas played well last year, they were a really, really good team. I mean, I think you saw in the Colorado game towards the end of the year, they kind of bounced back. They had some tough breaks early in the year. They're bringing a lot of guys back. They're investing so much money into that program. I think hopefully this is the year for them that they can break through and maybe get some better recruits starting to come back in there. I mean, they just had a $300 million donation to their program, or to their athletic program. I'm sure a ton of that's going to basketball, but a lot of it's going to football. They're, redid the football stadium. Like, I think you have to have a big year. And I think you need to start the season strong, get the buy-in from your fans early, and become more than a basketball school. So I think you just kind of have to expect that from them. Could they fall flat in their face? It'd be a very Kansas thing to do, though. I either think they cover or they lose. So, I think they cover or they lose.
I love Kansas in this spot. They started the season last year so unlucky. Like, a bunch of games lost in the last second. Came on strong at the end. Is it Jalen Daniels is the quarterback?
Yep.
He's been there. He's a guy that was super hyped last year. A lot of people picked Kansas to win the Big 12 last year, coming off how they ended the season 2 years ago. I think this is a must-get-right spot at home. You finished last season strong after starting it terribly. I'm doing the Kansas double. The Kansas doubles time. 12.5 is what I have on my book right now.
That might be a fun parlay, just the Kansas parlay.
Yeah, the Kansas. I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
I don't hate that at all. Anything there, Chuck?
Just that I'm sounds like I'm placing a Kansas wager.
The Kansas two-step. I have nothing on. I don't care about Sam Houston State, Western Kentucky, but my favorite bet of the week is Hawaii at home. You've got a shitty Stanford team coming out to Hawaii on the island, brother. On the island.
You have to go Hawaii. I mean, like I said, kind of betting tradition. I got to go over first game, and first week you got to bet in Hawaii. It's not even I need the Hawaii game yet because it's not at midnight or 1 a.m. when I'm all done. I think I'm screwed for the day. But you got to go Hawaii. Start the season on a good note. Get those guys rolling. Put your back behind them.
Yeah,
I think I also saw a huge endowment with them building a new stadium out there. So,
really?
Just start to become a factory.
Back in the just like they were back in the Colt Brennan days.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm checking now. Let's see what the nobody asked parlay. Those three schools money line plus 245.
I like it.
I don't hate it. I hope for a little better odds, but that's all right.
Well, Kansas is minus 520.
Yeah.
I mean,
that might be like a teaser. Like, you can get that Kansas down like a -7 or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
take Kansas like -6 or -7.
You could move the odds.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, we can mess around with it. We'll maybe we'll post something on the Twitter then.
Yeah, sure.
An official first week pick. But yeah, Kansas State, Kansas, Hawaii, all spreads. Taking all those for week 0. We're almost there, boys. Almost there.
Three more sleeps. And I'm just throwing. I'm gonna be absolutely useless at work on Friday. Just useless.
Yeah.
I mean,
Chuck and I are about to go down to Columbia for our club soccer reunion draft, and getting in Thursday night, little golf on Friday, and then draft Saturday morning. Well, we've got the smoker going with some ribs and wings.
Oh,
it's gonna be a proper dudes rock week.
Beautiful.
I'm excited yet anxious because I feel like I haven't done enough research. So
for the draft.
We've got to get our shit together this week.
I hear you. Yeah, Saturday's here, almost here, boys.
Enough messing around.
Yeah, it's time to go. Anybody else got anything before we closed out?
No. Great to be back. We'll see everybody next week for our week 1 preview. And I can't wait. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm excited for this weekend. Excited for college football to be back, but I can't wait to watch the Gamecocks play. That standalone day on Sunday. Like, I'm gonna get that daily dose of like I can just enjoy college football on Saturday and then just have my own day for the Gamecocks. It's kind of the perfect way to start the year.
That line's down to 7.5 now too.
All right.
I'm debating. I don't know if I want to touch. I kind of want to just watch it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And how I do on Saturday.
Yeah, right. I kind of might just want to watch it. Yeah, we'll see. But all right,
Kansas, Carolina parlay.
All right. Yeah. Parlay Kansas
all year.
All year. Yeah. Kansas national championship parlay.
All right, everybody.
Love it.
Appreciate you. We'll see you next week.
All right. Peace.
Yep. See ya.